It's mailbag time. What's up, everybody? Happy weekend. Let's talk about starts and sits for week 12 and some trades. We still have some trades to grade. We still have some fantasy cops to get to, but we do not have Dan Schneier. So, Jamie, you will have to make some ridiculous takes throughout the show.
Where do we think Dan is now?
I know where he is.
So do I, but I mean, we have to make fun of.
Oh, okay. Where please submit your best answers. Where is Dan? Not on today's show. Two-man show. Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review and a question. Please tell people why you like our show. It helps our show grow. Spotify, same thing. Leave a question there. We'll read some of those comments. YouTube, we have your comments. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button. If you're watching on demand, leave a start or sit question in the chat, and I'll respond to a good number of them I did last week too. So, all right, this is Fantasy Football Today, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary.
Oh, I know where Dan is.
Oh, care to share with the class?
I'll save it for the end.
Okay. And I want nothing but legendary questions in the chat, like this one. Patriots DST or Browns DST?
Browns DST for me. Geno Smith is going to struggle with that offensive line in front of him and Myles Garrett coming after him. So I think the Browns DST should be fantastic.
Okay. How about Browns DST or Packers DST?
Browns DST. I think the only TST I have ranked ahead of the Browns this week would be the Seahawks.
Okay. We do have some news, by the way, on Jackson Dart. We'll get you that. Dan is churning butter for his coffee. What is all these DST questions? Patriots or Jaguars?
This is a close one. If it's Joe Flacco, I would go with the Patriots. If it's Joe Burrow, I'd go with the Jaguars.
Pearsall or Addison, PPR?
I'd go Pearsall.
Dan is at a dad jokes seminar. Yes, he could definitely use that. How about Algier?
I don't find it funny. I don't know what's funny.
Yeah, I don't. Was that supposed to be funny? Am I supposed to laugh at that? Algier, Fannin, or Burden?
I would go Fannin in PPR. I'd go Algier none or half.
Ken Walker or Alec Pierce, or full PPR?
It's close. I'd go Walker.
Dan is inventing another new sandwich which has existed for 100 years.
I gotta tell you, I invented ham and cheese.
Yes. Yeah. I go into the restaurant. I say, "Oh, give me a ham sandwich." You know what? Throw some cheese on there. Yeah. Okay. That's
all me. All me.
Flacco or Bryce Young?
I'd go Flacco.
Yeah, and Burrow. He also has Burrow, so start Burrow.
Yeah, Bengals quarterback over Bryce Young.
I did see your avatar with my shoulders all up there. Good job. Judkins, Jalen Warren, or Ken Walker, PPR?
Warren, if he's good to go. Walker, if he's not.
Pick two
of
these.
Couple news items. Daniel Jones is warming up. Looks like he's fine. And Dylan Gabriel returned to practice today, but obviously not starting.
Pick two of these quarterbacks: Flacco, Taylor, Rudolph.
I would go with Flacco and Taylor.
Over Mason. You go with Tyrod Taylor over Mason Rudolph?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Hurts or Purdy?
No, I'm sorry. I read that for some reason in my head as Bryce Young. I would go with Rudolph over Tyrod Taylor. Excuse me.
Okay, that's what I thought. So Flacco and Rudolph. Or Burrow and Rodgers. What's that?
Purdy over Hurts.
Purdy over Hurts.
Vic or Ryan?
Vic or Ryan. Traded Achane, Bajal Tootin, and Bowers.
Wow.
Ooh. For Bijan, Javante, and Pitts.
Could be Jameson.
Could be Jameson.
I'd rather have Achane, Tootin, than Bowers.
Jordan Love or Caleb Williams this week?
Caleb Williams.
Dan is at the store looking for more refrigerator magnets. Would you trade Rashee Rice for Jamar Chase?
I would.
Christian Watson or Kayshon Boutte?
Boutte.
What do you think about this idea? Getting on to it.
Text him.
Yeah, see, I'll let him come on. Oh, he's going to curse, though.
So.
All right, while you text him, let's go through some news items here. More of your YouTube comments a little bit later. Also, Sunday, join us, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. It's really a lot of fun, and we answer
I'm calling on speaker.
Oh, this is a horrible idea. No, horrible idea. I have to mute you. I cannot allow this to happen. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of fun on Sunday, 11 to 1 p.m., 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern, right before kickoff. We answer your questions. We go through the weather. I don't think that's going to be a big issue this week. We go through any news and notes, any updates, and there will be a lot of it this week. So join us there. A lot of the advice we give you even today will be outdated by the time we get to Sunday. So you got to stay up to date. Jamie, are you done with your? Nope, Jamie's still on the phone. Okay, news and notes. Jackson Dart is out. I am so bummed about that. Man, Kayvon Thibodeau and Paulson Adebo, an edge and a corner, are also out for the Giants. They are at Detroit this week. They are going to get smashed. Josh Jacobs was limited. We talked about that game on Friday, and really the only must start, I guess. I mean, Jefferson, you're going to start, but Jacobs would be the best start if he plays. Jamie, you good?
No, don't curse. No. Yeah.
Anyway, Josh Jacobs limited. It's fine. And Sam Laporta.
Jacobs limited today?
Yeah. He was. So they're hoping. I getting a good sense there. There's definitely some optimism about Josh Jacobs this week.
Yeah, there is. They play Thursday, so you might want to say they could use some caution there because it's back-to-back division games, and looking up at the Lions, right? They're behind the Lions in standings.
Oh, the Packers. Let's see. They
record,
They are unbelievably. Both teams are behind Chicago.
Yeah,
Chicago 7-3, Green Bay 6-3, Detroit 6-4.
So, do they play it safe and keep him out one more week? Keep him out a week to make sure he's 100% for Detroit. Just don't do anything with Emmanuel Wilson.
I can't believe that Detroit. Who's in the NFC playoffs right now? So you've got Philadelphia.
Eagles are in the East.
Philadelphia, Rams, Bears, and Bucks. Wild card is Seattle, Green Bay, San Francisco.
Wow.
No Detroit right now.
Wow.
Yeah. No Detroit, no Kansas City if the playoffs started today.
Oh, we have a winner of where Dan is.
Oh, what do we got?
Huskies. Got it right.
Dan is getting a tour of the no strip factory.
He is. He's getting fitted for the perfect no strip.
Dan, he really loves going to factories on his day off. Let me tell you.
Smart.
So I might as well read this dad joke here that we have. Let's see. This is from Kyle. What do you call a sick Dan who nails his preseason flag plant player? Nose strip Damas.
That's good. That's very good.
It is good, but could it be nose strip Danis? No, just nose strip Damas.
Yeah, why do you Azer stat a joke?
Well, that's all. Oh, Sam Laporta is likely out for the season. Unfortunately, it's bad.
Yeah.
It stinks. Back surgery for him. All right, but football fans, picture this: you bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown of the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second, excuse me, I'm choking. Second chance promotion on BetMGM. You're going to get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Try a first touchdown scorer wager with confidence today. BetMGM, make it legendary. Let's go to some emails at fantasyfootball@cbsi.com.
Claire, can we clip that? Adam going second.
I've been saying I'm joking. Yeah. Fantasyfootball@cbsi.com. Put doesn't matter what's in the subject line. Put Fantasy Cops in the subject line. And
Myles Garrett missed practice today with an illness.
Oh. Okay. If it's Fantasy Cops, put that in the subject line. This is a question. Oh, I don't have a name on this one. I've heard the show talk about how teams that cannot make the playoffs should not be allowed to make trades or contested waiver wire pickups. No, we don't. We say, yes, you can't do that with trades. You absolutely, if you're not going to make the playoffs, can make waiver wire pickups. As a manager of a losing team, I would like to challenge this position. What about bragging rights each week? What about still wanting to beat your friend? Shouldn't I still be allowed to take every step to try to win as many weeks as possible? What is wrong with me today?
Yes, you should absolutely continue to be competitive. I just wrote the intro to my DFS story that runs on Sportsline every Friday, and I said that you may be out of it in your redraft league. This is the point in the season where you out of playoff contention, but you should still be setting a lineup to be respectful and obviously continue to have fun. And that's what it's about. You should clearly try and be competitive. There are bragging rights. Adam, for example, has a week 12 bet that you made at the beginning of the season. I'm sure there's plenty of fantasy bets that have been going on throughout the course of the season in many leagues. There are leagues that obviously have penalties for finishing last. So it's not a black and white, you don't make waiver moves or you don't make trades. Every league is different. But clearly you should try and be competitive and still win every week if you possibly can.
But you can't do it with trades.
Trades, I would say the only thing is if that's kind of been your league history, and there's a way still to monitor them.
No, but if you're eliminated, I maintain if you're eliminated from the playoffs, you cannot make trades. That's your own fault. Yeah,
I mean, I'm going to lean that way, but I think, again, if your league is, hey, we played at the end and I want every team to be competitive, and it's not somebody giving up Emmanuel Wilson for Jonathan Taylor,
yeah, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your league. I'm going to recommend that you make a rule that says you cannot make trades if you're eliminated from the playoffs. Someone in the chat says they sent me a trade offer in the leftovers league. So I have not accepted any trades in the leftovers league because I actually don't think I'm necessarily eliminated, but Heath and I, we're in last place, Jamie. And I've never finished in last place. We're tied 3-8 and we're going to lose this week. I mean, we are so injured. It is unbelievable. But Olave for Kittle, that's an interesting trade. Mahomes for Achane. This is a Super Flex league. These are interesting trades.
But you're out of it.
No, I don't think we're out of it. Right now we're 3-8, and the last playoff spot is 6-5. And it's a 10-team league, so it goes through week 15.
But top 4 make it or top 6?
Top 4. So we'll probably have a 1% chance of making it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it? I'm allowed to do it.
You just said if you're out of playoff contention.
I'm not out of playoff contention.
You're out of playoff contention. Stop it. Now see, this is you're stretching it.
No, it's got to. I'm very consistent about this. It's got to be mathematically eliminated.
Okay.
And I don't think we are.
Joe Burrow is officially questionable for Sunday.
All right. So next email is from Mike in Somerville. Dear Blake, Dylan, and Dante.
Blake, Dylan, and Dante. DiVincenzo's. Blake, Dylan.
These are NFL quarterbacks from a specific university.
Blake, Dylan, and Dante. I don't know.
Central Florida.
Oh, okay. Bortles.
Culpepper. Who's Dylan?
Culpepper, yeah. Who's
Dylan?
Dylan,
you son of. All right. We don't talk enough about garbage time. It's more prevalent in blowout wins or losses, but how much do you take into account when you make your projections? How much do you factor in garbage time?
For a team to be playing in garbage time?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so the Giants this week, for example, right? Where they're, well, I mean, you think of another example?
Yeah, they're 10.5-point underdogs, yeah.
The Jets this week, fine. I was thinking the team that actually could put up points in garbage time. So, yes, absolutely factor in, when you're looking at certain players in certain situations, especially when the team has been bad. Like we had that stretch. You heard me say, I forget who I was making the joke of, but like Blake Bortles. We had that stretch for the Jaguars that season where Blake Bortles every week in the fourth quarter was having these heroic performances. So, yeah, I think anytime you have an offensive-oriented team with a terrible defense, I mean, we saw it with the Bengals at times last year, right, where they were just getting beaten, and then they come back in the second half of games, not necessarily late in games, but yeah, you definitely have to take it into account to a certain extent.
Yeah, look, it's pretty hard to predict. Sometimes you think games are going to go a certain way and they don't. So I don't put too much stock into it. Also, sometimes in garbage time, players get pulled, right. and it's bad. So it's not a huge factor here. But we do, in that same vein, we do say, oh, they're going to be trailing, they're going to be throwing. This is good game script. We just don't necessarily say garbage time. Okay. We'll be right back with more of your questions and your fantasy cops and all that good stuff after this.
You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. So even if you can't count on accurate expiration dates...
That is a rookie mistake.
Or people appreciating your fashion sense...
Jim, the crowd is not on board here.
You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
Glad we wear our good jerseys.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Fantasy football.
Todd Bowles says Chris Godwin is trending on playing Sunday versus the Rams.
Oh, okay. And that's not really a huge surprise, but we said on the show on Friday morning, we're not starting him, right? How are you feeling about that now?
I would not start him. I would certainly want to roster him, so make sure he's not on your waiver wire. And I definitely think that this is an impact to Trey Benson the most. So I know we've said at times it could be a Kate Otten problem if Godwin is playing. It could be a Ibuka problem to an extent if Godwin is playing. I think it's just really Tez Johnson is the one that scares me the most.
Cool. All right, back to our questions here. Thank you, everybody, for submitting. This is from Andrew. 10-team PPR. Would you flex Zach Charbonnet or Luther Burden or drop one of them for Kate Otten, Kyle Pitts, Jake Ferguson, Josh Downs, or Tez Johnson?
Sorry, give me names again. I was reading an update.
Yeah. Charbonnet or Burden, or drop one of them for Kate Otten, Kyle Pitts, Jake Ferguson, Josh Downs, Tez Johnson.
I probably would drop Burden.
For Otten. I'd go with Otten.
Yeah.
Okay. From Sal, half PPR, pick 2.
By the way, it does not seem like Trey Benson will be active based on what the Cardinals just did. They made Jamar Johnson. They put him on their active roster for this week. Now, that could just be DeMercado. It could be Knight, but not a good sign them elevating a running back and not Benson yet.
Okay. Yeah, no, DeMercado's out. So, all right, we'll keep an eye on that. Again, that's why you got to watch on Sunday morning. This is from Sal. Pick 2 and half PPR. Tez Johnson, Kyle Monangai, Josh Downs, Darnell Mooney, Sean Tucker.
Pick 2?
Yes. Half PPR.
Tucker and Mooney.
Tez, Downs, Monangai, Mooney. You're going Mooney?
Yeah.
Mooney, from NJT. I give up Judkins and Devontae Smith. I get Saquon Barkley and Tez Johnson.
So it's Smith and Judkins for Barkley. I think that's a win.
Okay, this is a good question from Scott. After watching Thursday night's game,
Bucky Irving ruled out.
Yes, saw that. I'm concerned about the fantasy impact the Thursday night game has on the quarterback position. Do you have data showing how quarterbacks that are usually must-starts in Superflex or one quarterback leagues actually perform versus the rest of the season? So I don't have that, but I did look at every Thursday night game except for week 1. Week 1's not the same scenario, right? So weeks 2 through 12, that is 11 games. That is 22 quarterbacks. I looked at all of their fantasy points in non-decimal scoring because that was the easiest way for me to do it. I looked at the box scores on CBSSports.com. It has their non-decimal 6-point per passing touchdown scoring. And I listed all of them. I put them all. You know what? I bet I could do this visually. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to email this to myself, and then I'm going to put it up on the screen. I'm going to throw it over to my other computer. I'm going to come back to this question. And this will be a good visual, I think. It'll help instead of me just blabbering about it. Okay. So we'll come back.
Nando cannot join us, by the way.
What's that?
Nando cannot join us.
He can never join us. This guy. All right. Let's go to another question. I'll come back to that Thursday nighter because it's a good one. Chris Kennedy wants to know Ramondre Stevenson or Bajal Tootin?
There's more upside with Tootin as the player. There's more upside with Stevenson in the matchup. Both are dealing with injuries. I would lean slightly toward Tootin.
Okay, from Crosby. Would you trade Lamb and Quentin Johnston for Devon Achane?
Before I answer that, before the comment goes away, Liam Joseph Barb has a good dad joke that you could sing.
Oh. Dad joke. My wife asked me to stop singing Wonderwall by Oasis. I said, maybe. Oh, that's great.
All right, what's the question?
I had a 6-year-old tell me a joke like that. It was something like, I thought love was only true in fairy tales.
Mhm.
Then I saw her face. But here's a question from the chat, by the way. Do we think Bucky Irving comes back this year? And yes, there's been a lot more optimism about
As early as week 13.
Yeah, it could be next week. Okay, would you trade Lamb and Quentin Johnston for Devon Achane?
Lamb and Quentin Johnston for Devon Achane. It's basically Lamb for Achane. So I think if you need the running back, then yes. If you have the receiver depth to give up 2 guys like that, then sure.
Oh, man. I wonder if there's a way for me to get you I need you to talk. All right, I want you to talk for like a good 15 to 30 seconds on this one so I can pull up the Thursday night data.
Okay.
Question from Nick. I have James Cook and Travis Etienne with RJ Harvey and Kamani Vidal on my bench. But Cook has been inconsistent lately. I mean, he's coming off 2 great games in a row, but I get it. And he has terrible playoff matchups, while Travis Etienne has a growing Tootin problem. It's kind of funny to say out loud. Do I try to move one or more of them to upgrade, like Etienne for Chase Brown? Do I not rock the boat because I'm dominating in this league? And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What would you do if your running backs were James Cook, Travis Etienne, RJ Harvey, and Kamani Vidal?
I mean, clearly you're in a better spot than most because of having a solid number 1 running back. If James Cook is considered a problem for you, then I don't know what you're going to expect in return for any of those guys. Cook and Etienne, I think, are a solid number 1 and number 2, while Vidal and Harvey, now that Dobbins is out for the rest of the season, can be a potential number 2 if you're concerned about Etienne, or same thing with Vidal, as long as Amari Hampton is out. But if you are concerned and you want to try and maybe get something better, maybe there's a team that has some running back issues and you could package somebody like Harvey and Vidal for a better third option, or at least a more safe third option. You can go that route. But I'm not trading James Cook. I could certainly understand trying to upgrade off Travis Etienne, but I'm not sure they'd be able to successfully unless it's Etienne and one of those guys in some sort of package deal. But I think for the most part, you're in a pretty good spot. And I would not necessarily be in the mindset of you have to make a trade. You can, but I don't think you have to.
All right, here we go. Thank you for doing that. I'm going to share this very, very fancy Microsoft Word document with all of you. Okay, here we go. Is that big enough, Jamie?
Yep.
Okay. So these are 22 quarterbacks and how many fantasy points they scored in 6-point per passing touchdown leagues. We had Lamar, Herbert, Stafford, Flacco, Rodgers, and Josh Allen once.
I was expecting like some really fancy graphic.
I just emailed this to myself. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quarterbacks. 6 quarterbacks out of 22 scored 28 or more fantasy points. And by the way, every number you see here, you should probably just add 1 because this is non-decimal scoring. So just add 1 on average. So we had 6 huge performances. We had Mac Jones, Jackson Dart, Jordan Love, Jaden Daniels score 23 to 25 fantasy points. Okay, now we've got 10 out of 22 or 23 or more fantasy points. We had Jalen Hurts at 20. We had Kyler at 22, for Hurts. We had Kyler at 20, Fields at 20. So that's pretty...
More than half have been good.
Way more than half. And then we had bad game, like terrible games from Carson Wentz, Tua, Bo Nix, Josh Allen last night, and Geno Smith. So that is 5 out of 22 quarterbacks who scored single-digit fantasy points. So I said, is that unusual? If you'll see the number at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the number of quarterbacks who have scored single-digit fantasy points week by week. We have had 5 on Thursday night out of 22 quarterbacks. So that's kind of a low amount of quarterbacks to begin with. But it's a somewhat normal number, maybe a little bit high, but you can see the last 4 weeks, we've had 7 quarterbacks score single digit. And I'm not talking about quarterbacks that came in for 5 plays. I'm talking about quarterbacks who started.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, no, I don't think Thursday night's been unusual at all. I think last night was bad, but it's been normal.
Heath and I had this debate last week about Baker Mayfield, right? Heath was very out on Mayfield against Buffalo, and I said he was still a good start because of same argument that I have from this week, that he's done well in these tough matchups. He was the number 8 quarterback last week because last week was so bad.
Oh, yeah. Last week was terrible.
Yeah.
Worst of the year. Okay, here we go with Dave and Flint. Did I really hear Jamie
I
say?
can't wait to see what you can do when you have time to make a graphic.
Oh, I should probably get rid of this. I think we're good now. Did I really hear Jamie say that he would start Michael Wilson over the Eagles guys? Personally, I was looking at A.J. Brown in my flex spot, but I wondered if Michael Wilson was smarter. I'm also starting Brissett.
I mean, we have a couple of different things you could point to. Michael Wilson's game last week is the most obvious with 18 targets, 15 catches in a game where Jacoby Brissett threw 57 times. We have 5 starts for Jacoby Brissett. He's been 44 attempts or more in 3 of those. So this is not a fluke that he's throwing the ball a lot. We had a 2-game stretch for Marvin Harrison as the lead receiver with Jacoby Brissett before he had the appendix, and he averaged 11 targets per game, 10 in one, 12 in the other. So I think if you're saying there's 10 plus targets coming his way, let's just even bump that down even more. Let's say 8. So we're taking 10 targets off of what he had last week. There's still an opportunity for him to perform at the level of A.J. Brown or better. And Brown is facing a defense that, while it's been terrible all season long, they play the type of defense, based on Dave's research, that is bad for A.J. Brown, a lot more zone than man. So I just think that there's more upside with Michael Wilson, and I'll buy into what I saw last week versus what I've seen from A.J. Brown for the majority of the year.
All right, I'm going to share one more visual for you here, just kind of give you a comparison of Michael Wilson and A.J. Brown. So what do you think about this, Jamie? It's a Microsoft Word document that says Michael Wilson is probably going to score more than A.J. Brown. All right, there you go. Very high-tech stuff. From Bob, I just traded Zach Bond for Baker Mayfield. I was going to start Sam Darnold, but now I feel like I have to try out my shiny new player. Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold?
I like Mayfield better. Again, I think there's more upside. He's getting Godwin back. That's a boost to whatever degree you think it might be. So yeah, I would go with Godwin.
Okay. If anyone cares, I did watch all of Baker Mayfield's dropbacks against the Bills. I didn't really, he didn't do poorly. He just was very conservative in this game. He really didn't try. I think one shot downfield. It was late in the game. And he it was bad weather, but also he had 20 fantasy points against the Bills. That hasn't happened since week 1 until the last play of the game when he fumbled and lost it. So he would have had a decent game against the Bills. Like I said on the show Friday, the explosives have not been there for this passing offense. I don't know if that's just fluky and it comes back, but that's been what's holding them back lately. All right, question from Brandon. Would you trade Romeo Doubs and Quentin Johnston for Alec Pierce and Bajal Tootin?
Romeo Doubs and Quentin Johnson for Alec Pierce and Bajal Tootin. I think at this point I'd rather have the upside of Pierce and Tootin.
Yeah, I think so. You're right. You've got some serious upside there, and you don't have that with the other guys. From Kyle. Oh, this was the No Stripdamus one. That was great. From Ronan in Ireland. Dear Mike, I was going to do the accent, but I think it would just be horrible and maybe offensive. Dear Mike, Gerard, Bill, and Pete.
Who was the second name? Mike what?
Mike, Gerard, Bill, and Pete.
Mike, Gerard, Bill, and Pete. I don't know.
Patriots coaches.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Gerard?
I do.
Pick 2 in Superflex. Stafford, Hurts, Young, Darnold.
First 2.
Okay. If I may, Jamie, this is the time that we share random things like this, and you feel free to. I saw the word young there. Made me think of young Sheldon for some reason. I have been on a huge Big Bang Theory kick. Nick at Night, Big Bang Theory, every night before bed. This show is so funny. I've watched it, but I haven't watched all the episodes. There's a lot of new stuff for me. I don't know why people hate on the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory is incredible. And not only that, you talk about the best characters in sitcom history. You get Michael Scott, and you get Al Bundy. You obviously get all the Seinfeld. Sheldon Cooper, he's up there. If he's not on Mount Rushmore, he's the gift shop at Mount Rushmore. He's not far away. He's terrific.
They have a gift shop there?
I don't know. Probably. Have you ever been there?
No, I have not. I would like to.
I haven't been there either. Me too, Jamie. All right. What have you been watching lately? I just have to cue up the Fantasy Cops music. Go ahead.
Last night I watched, after the game was over, the end of Bronx Tale, which is such a fantastic movie.
It
Oh,
is.
please do not
No,
make something. No, here we go.
it is. It's a little extreme for me. It's like a little too much. It's like they took mafia movies and they just went too mafia almost.
In Bronx Tale?
Do you know I mean, like every character in the movie is like a caricature of the ones we see in the mafia movies. I don't know. You know the story behind A Bronx Tale?
I know Chaz Palminteri wrote it.
Yeah, but it's about him, I believe. It's
Even better.
autobiographical to some degree. I look it up. I need to look it up. It's an
I
interesting
mean,
story.
first off, the bar scene is incredible.
Now you guys got to leave or something
No,
like
you
that.
guys can't leave.
Now you guys can't leave. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Ugh, the fact that you even disparaged it in some way, shape, or form is terrible.
I just don't think it's a great movie. And I'll give you an example. You know the scene where they have that? I think the song is "I Only Have Eyes for You." Like, shabab, shabab. They play that for so long. It's really weird. There's just some things in there that are just a little cheesy.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. Hey, people are saying he is the kid in the movie. Yeah, it's an autobiography. It's a great movie. It's a very good movie. I'm not gonna say it's great. We good with that? No, we're not good with that. It's great.
I hate you.
Listen, we got a dilemma, Jamie. This next week's a really busy week, right? We got full slate, no buys. We got Thanksgiving, and Wednesday night we're doing our Thursday show. So it's like pedal to the metal, try to get everything done before Thursday, basically. But Stranger Things, first 4 episodes are dropping Wednesday night. I mean, there's no chance we're going to be able to watch those. Right?
I've forgotten so much. That's what happened. I feel like I have to go back and watch the whole thing again.
Yeah, I know. I'd love to. So there's Demi Gordon's. I'm not going to say just in case you haven't seen it, but I probably should watch the most recent episode, the last episode of the last season. Fantasy Cops. Listen, I got some specific Fantasy Cops questions, but I just have to get this out there one more time. If I see another freaking email about your league vetoing a trade because they didn't want one of the good teams to become even better, I'm going to visit your draft next year and I don't know, give you really bad food or something. I do something negative. Stop doing it. It's childish. It's wrong. Imagine if the NFL vetoed Jalen Phillips to the Eagles because they didn't want the Super Bowl champion to get better. Imagine.
Well, you know that happened in the NBA, right?
Yeah, I do. And people were up in arms about it. It can't happen. It's never a good reason to veto a trade. Shut up and stop whining. Make the trade yourself.
I would love for you, just because you're not going to do this, but I would love for you if there's a draft within driving distance that you actually did this.
Like, here's some generic French onion dip. It's terrible. All right, we're going to take a break and come back with the actual Fantasy Cops questions after this.
Only CBS Sports can bring you big time during the heart of Saturday afternoons. It's big time.
It's big time. It's big time. It's big time.
On CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
I'm having a weird day. I can't say a sentence right. I'm just flying off the handle. But here we go. Fantasy Cops. I guess I'm compensating for Dan's absence. All right, this is from Dean. Hello, Dean. We have had a long time league, 12 plus years, and about 2 years ago, we switched over to a one-keeper league. You can only keep a keeper for 1 year, and you lose the draft pick he was drafted the year before. We recently have run into the issue of teams that are eliminated or practically eliminated, trading their good players away to playoff teams that have a good keeper. For example, we had a team with a 1% chance at making the playoffs try to trade Jalen Waddle and DeAndre Swift for Cam Scatterbo, who's on the third place team. I think it's a slippery slope that can lead to worse trades, but others say it's strategy and playing the game. Please help.
I mean, it's part of what keeper leagues are, right? And dynasty leagues are.
Yeah, I don't play in any keeper leagues, to be quite honest with you. I know you do, but do you have any specific rules regarding this? Should there be a deadline? Maybe no players who are on IR? I'm just throwing ideas out.
So I'm trying to think of how I might like just keeper leagues I play in. At least 3. So trades, we don't really have any of these rules in place. but we have a 3-person committee that decides if trades are fair or not. So we've never vetoed, I don't think, any of them, but we have talked them through all the time. So that's got to be 2/3 majority. The other one that I set up, and I did this purposely because I was in a basketball league similar to this, that was just the trades were very lopsided. Somebody was out of it, they would trade they would do it for draft picks. So I made my keeper league where you can only keep players that you drafted. So the only thing that comes a little tricky with this is like people will draft rookies. So like someone will draft Kyle Williams, drop them the day after the draft, and then try and pick them up if they get on the radar. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's
the only thing that comes into play there. And then the third one is just there's no rules at all about trades. I think just in the case of this specific league, you want to encourage teams to be active to help themselves for next year. But if it's a one keeper league, like trading for a player like Cam Scadaboo doesn't make much sense. Like in this scenario, like,
well, yeah, let's not get into necessarily the specifics of the trade. Like if Scadaboo's a last round keeper, I think that's pretty good. But I think I'm mostly fine with it. Maybe tighten up your language a little bit. Like if you want to do that, you can only trade one player. So it's not, you're not giving up Waddle and Swift. You can just give up Waddle. But maybe,
this is a fairly lopsided one.
Yeah. Maybe tighten up the language a little bit, but in theory, I think we're fine with it. All right, this is from Herb from north of Ann Arbor. A misdemeanor offense. Misdemeanor here. Did cops deal with that too? I dropped and or traded the 2 players I named my team after. My team name is Bill Bo Baggins for Krosky Meriden, Bo Nix. Do I have to rename my team?
No.
Yes.
You should, though, but you don't have to.
You have to. You don't have to. There's no penalty.
I would say if your record is good, don't shake up karma. If your record is mediocre and you know this was the impetus to change everything else, then yes, change the team.
Next up, let me make this louder. Hold on. There we go. Next up is it's from Norm. It says, "Dear Carter and Lee." No idea what that is. Earlier this week, this is actually from a week and a half ago, the Tyler Warren manager in our league, 3-7 in do or die mode, put out a public call for best offers on Tyler Warren. He also warned everybody that if he didn't get what he considered a sufficient return, he would trade Warren to the first place juggernaut team for whatever the first place manager wanted to send back. Well, it worked. He ended up getting Saquon Barkley and Wan'Dale Robinson for Tyler Warren. But if he hadn't gotten a real offer, would the league have been within its right to veto the below market value trade that he would have made with the first place team? On the one hand, it's obviously league breaking, but on the other hand, he's not getting anything back from it. And 2, he's making his team better by showing that if he runs this kind of auction again, he'll actually follow through, meaning other teams should actually bid full price. So kind of interesting. He basically holds the rest of the league hostage, says, make me an offer for Tyler Warren, who was on a bye that week. And if I don't like it, I'm going to make an even worse deal with the first place team.
So you can obviously stand on the mountaintop and scream as loud as you want to until you actually put it into action, right? So he could make these threats and it worked out for him. Had he actually gone through with it, I think the trade would have to be somewhat evaluated, because if he's just taking garbage for Tyler Warren to the first place team, that feels a little collusionish to me. That being said, that's a ridiculous trade.
Warren for Barkley and Wan'Dale.
Yeah.
And the thing about Barkley is Barkley, I think, is RB 16 per game, right around there. Tyler Warren's probably third? Something like that.
Top
Tyler
6,
Warren,
I think, yeah.
He's been more valuable than Saquon Barkley, I'd have to say.
Per position, sure. But
yeah, exactly. I don't even know what the differential let me look at the points per game in PPR. I'm curious. I mean, I'm sure Barkley has outscored him, but probably not by that much. What do you think? Want to guess?
I think you can stream tight ends. You can't stream Barkley.
Barkley is averaging 15.1 points per game.
Tyler Warren's got to be 12.
13.6.
Yeah.
He is tight end 4 per game, but Darren Waller is one of them, so he's tight end 3 per game. All right. I guess this is really kind of dirty. But I guess I'm okay with it. I think by the letter of the law, it's okay.
You can threaten to do whatever you want to until you actually do it.
Yeah, you probably could have gone about it in a better way, like a nicer way. But
well, it's also like
isn't that right?
It you just want like we don't know the relationship between the first place manager and this person. We don't know if there's been a history of bad trades before. Like,
by the way, quick news update here. Looks like 2 starting defensive backs for the Lions, Terry and Arnold and Kirby Joseph, are not looking good. They're not seen at Lions practice. Neither is left tackle Taylor Decker.
Wandale.
Which is surprising.
Wandale.
All right, this is from Dylan. Oh, wait, sorry. Before we get to Dylan, do you agree with this from Adam Lee? Adam, on the fantasy cops, Adam Azer is definitely Mahoney.
Oh, yeah.
Mahoney? Are you kidding me? Mahoney is the cool rule breaker. I am not Mahoney at all. If anything, I'm Proctor.
No, you're the leader.
I'm the leader? All right, I appreciate that. Here's the fantasy cops from Dylan. My brother verbally made a legitimate trade, and I verbally accepted it. But then he said, psych, never mind. What are your thoughts on this?
His brother?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a verbal trade. You can revoke it. Sucks, but you can.
You can revoke verbal trades. It's not cool. Don't make them unless you plan on following through. Although I can't say I've never done that before. Okay. That's it for the fantasy cops. I got something fun to promote. We are in this tournament. Let me see. I need a URL. Give me one moment. Damn it. This is so me today. Isn't it?
Bengals have until 4 p.m. on Saturday. So you might be listening to us at that point. 4 p.m. on Saturday to make Joe Burrow active for this week.
Okay. We're in a tournament.
Jaden Reed's practice window has been opened.
The 64.com. And they make all these 64 team or thing, like it could be food, whatever. Go to the 64.com, THE64.com. And you'll see right there, America's best sports talk radio /podcast. We are on the right side, like the top right bracket. And we're going up head to head. I'm going to vote right now. We're going up against Bussin' with the Boys. This is
what?
Yeah, we're going up head to head against them.
Wow.
And I'm voting for fantasy football today. So let's get us to the second round.
I mean, that would be a major upset.
For us or for them?
For us.
Don't underestimate us. We got a big audience here.
But that's a huge podcast.
This is the first time I promoted it. And the thing is, it's only up for like a couple days. So we'd appreciate if you go there, the64.com. And then, yeah, just vote for fantasy football today. That'd be awesome. We'd really appreciate your support. All right. And let's read some Apple Podcast questions. What are your plans this weekend, Jamie?
Oh, I got a fun day tomorrow. I got a baseball doubleheader, soccer game, and then the Panthers game tomorrow night.
Oh, who are they playing?
I don't know.
Hockey's very weird.
It is a party at the Panthers game. So
nice. So hockey's very weird because almost every team is above 500. And yet that doesn't mean you're going to make the playoffs because you don't lose unless you lose in regulation. So they might want to, I was talking about this with my friends, maybe change it to get 3 points for a win instead of 2 points for a win in regulation. Okay. Here we go.
Big Farts 0 wants us to say his name, so he'll vote for us.
Oh, Big Fart 0. Okay, yeah, there you go. Just tuning in. Any word on Bucky? Yeah, Bucky's not playing this week. Hopefully back next week. Okay, now Apple Podcast questions. I was killing time till I pulled them up. I'm really doing great today. This is from Dan, a sad New York Giants fan in San Diego. Ooh, not quite our Dan. 12-team half PPR, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 flex. I have Bucky Irving, Sean Tucker, and Trey Benson. If Benson is back, should I start him over Sean Tucker?
I probably still go with Tucker just to give Benson a week to see what it looks like, but they're close.
From Alan in Boston. Dear Tony, Christopher, Carm, Paulie, and Silvio.
That would be Game of Thrones.
The Bronx Tale. Game of Thrones. Those are Lannisters.
Gamer Eric says that Heath is Tackleberry.
Oh, interesting. Jamie Starts It has been part of my preparation since 2010.
Wow. Thank you.
Cool. As a James Cook manager, should I consider rostering both Ray Davis and Ty Johnson?
That's a lot of roster space for one backfield. I still think that if James Cook misses any time, Ray Davis steps into Cook's role and Ty Johnson gets more work, but does not see the huge bump in touches or playing time. So I would rather roster Ray Davis as the handcuff.
100% agree. This is from Medic Nick. I got offered Breece Hall and Justin Jefferson for Kyron Williams and Michael Wilson. Which side would you rather have?
Breece Hall and Justin Jefferson for who and Mike Wilson?
Kyron Williams and Michael Wilson.
I'd rather have the Breece Hall side just because Wilson's not going to be long-term.
And who would you start? Pick 3. Michael Wilson, DK Metcalf, Devontae Adams, Chris Olave. You need to sit 1.
Metcalf is sitting.
Okay, this is from Hindsight.
Oh, that's a good call too. Dan is Lieutenant Harris.
Yeah, well then I can't be Proctor because I will not work under Dan. You think Dan's Lieutenant Harris? So he's the pain in the butt, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm Lieutenant Harris. Just being honest here. Okay, dear Mirabelle, Lisa, Isabella, and Peppa. I have no idea. Grade the trade, 12-team PPR league. Give up James Cook, Ray Davis, Quentin Johnston, and Isaiah Pacheco. Wow. Okay, James, that's like basically James Cook. James Cook, Ray Davis, Quentin Johnston, Pacheco. Get Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard, Jalen Waddle, and Trey Benson.
100%.
Yeah, do it. A minus. No, A plus. This is from Lewis. Hey, Tim, Al, Wilson, and Jill.
Tim, Al, Wilson, and Jill.
This is something that you and I are probably not good at. This is home improvement.
I was going to say home improvement, yeah.
Superflex League. We have a 3 quarterback position limit. I have Herbert and Bo Nix on a bye, and I have Jacoby Brissett. Jackson Dart's on my eye. Oh, well, you don't have to activate him. There you go. It worked out for you. Sorry, I should not have read that. And last thing here, let me see if this one works. Fantasy Cops. I have a league mate complaining that I changed my lineup after 10 a.m. game started with my commissioner power. I did no such thing, and he's now refusing to pay his remaining fee and swears I'm cheating because my lineup changed at 9:59 after I benched Kamani Vidal for Christian Watson. What should I do? This is Pacific time.
I mean,
the games didn't even start yet. Give me a break. Just pay your dues, you big baby. Not the
it's
person.
10 a.m. Pacific?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, this just sounds like somebody trying to weasel out of paying.
If someone said to me at 9:59 a.m. Pacific or 12:59 p.m. Eastern time, hey, I missed the deadline. Can I make this roster move? 100%, I would let them make the
Of
roster.
course.
100%. You have to message the whole league. That's the thing.
Yeah, you did that last night.
What?
There was an issue with you last night, right? It might not have been you. I know there was an issue with somebody named Adam.
Oh, no, it wasn't me.
Okay, I thought it might have been you. Heath sent us a message and said Adam sent me a note to change his lineup after right before kickoff, after lineup's locked, and I didn't get to it. So just want to let you know. Here's what I did.
Okay, fair. So, all right, pay the dues. Don't be a baby. Good move, sitting Vidal for Christian Watson. Oh, that is kind of fishy. Why on earth would you have done that? It worked out, but that's interesting.
It is fishy. Yeah.
All right, let's get to some Spotify comments here.
Unless he just followed the every other week and just to say, oh no.
So very.
So wait, now we have to figure this out though, right? Because Vidal has been every other week good, but we have the bye week. Was it every other game or is it every other week?
It's every other game. I think it's every other game.
Yeah.
It's a very tough call. Thank you for your Spotify comments. We appreciate it. We're looking to grow big time on Spotify, so, help us out with that. From Juke. Which side would you rather have in a trade? Rico Dowdle, Baker Mayfield, Chris Olave. Rico Dowdle, Baker Mayfield, Chris Olave. Or Trey McBride and Justin Jefferson.
Wow. McBride and Jefferson.
Yeah, but he explains the team getting McBride doesn't have a tight end. The team getting Baker doesn't have a quarterback. So this is a fine trade. How about this one from Kick Rocks? Grade the trade. 12-team PPR, Romo Dunze and T. Higgins for Puka Nacua.
Romo Dunze and T. Higgins for Puka Nacua. I mean, if you need the receiver depth, it's fine. You're giving the best player.
Right. Both sides could win from that. Would you rather have...
You know what's weird? You know how it's just like the universe is so weird sometimes? So the first time I've said all day and maybe all week that I'm going to the Panthers game tomorrow. It's part of a party. The person who's hosting the party at the Panthers game just texted me. Did I accept my tickets yet? It's just crazy.
I like that. I'm very jealous of you. Panthers games are super fun.
Yeah.
From Ricky, listener in Australia, would you rather have Diggs or Judkins rest of season half PPR?
Oh boy. Judkins, but it's close.
This one is from Ace. I need 2 running backs and a flex in PPR. Travion Henderson, Ashton Genty, Aaron Jones. Let's start with that. Pick 2, Henderson, Genty, Jones.
I would go with, I'd bench Genty.
And then a flex in PPR from Genty, Jennings, and Michael Wilson.
Michael Wilson.
This is from Carlos. Daniel Jones, Jordan Love, Jacoby Brissett. Pick 1.
Jacoby.
Pick 2 in standard scoring. Breece Hall, Josh Jacobs, Charbonnet, Tootin.
Assuming Jacobs plays, it would be Jacobs and Hall, right? You said Hall was one?
Yeah. And then the others are Charbonnet and Tootin.
So it would be Tootin if Jacobs out.
And 2 wide receivers in standard scoring. St. Brown, Olave, Ibuka, Odunze, AJ Brown.
That's just bragging. I would go with St. Brown and Ibuka.
Okay. And then I'm going to flex Olave, I think.
Yep.
I don't understand why the Falcons are not using AJ Terrell to shadow. They did a little bit. They did a decent amount with Terrell McMillan, but not enough. And when he has shadowed guys, he's done really well. This is from Ben. That's obviously in relation to Chris Olave. Ben's personal walk-up songs for a fight are Slings and Arrows by the Warriors and Black Republicans by Nas and Jay-Z. And I've heard neither of them. Braxton is considering trading Rico Dowdle and Terry McLaurin for A.J. Brown and Bucky Irving.
I mean, that's fine. You know, hopefully Bucky is the guy we thought he was going to be at the start of the season, but you're giving up Rico Dowdle, who's been awesome.
And Greg, sit 1 in a 12-team standard scoring league. Sit 1. Travion Henderson, Chase Brown, Justin Jefferson, Emeka Ibuka, T. Higgins, George Pickens. Wow.
Give me names again.
Travion Henderson, Chase Brown, Jefferson, Ibuka, Higgins, Pickens.
Man. Is it sad that I like Jefferson the least?
Oh, man. I don't know who to sit here.
If you're concerned about, like, you know, Heath's take on the Patriots backfield, do you want to sit Henderson?
I think I would sit Henderson if Ramondre plays. Otherwise, I'll sit Chase
Jefferson's
Brown.
the guy for me, yeah.
I'll sit Chase Brown over. It's standard scoring. The games that Nico Collins had, you know, 2 and 3 weeks ago, games that Terrell McMillan had, I just feel like it's there for Jefferson. I don't know about this week because it's a tough matchup, but just feel like it's going to be there. He's going to have a big game, Jamie. Might be this week. If it's not this week, it could be next week. Or it could be week 14.
I mean,
It could be 15. It could be week 16 or 17.
The thing about it is, like, most people are not benching Justin Jefferson. We have not said to bench Justin Jefferson. We're answering questions that are very difficult to answer. So, you know, I hope nobody's going to say, you guys said bench Justin Jefferson. No. In a very specific situation, we are saying to bench Jefferson.
I think sometime, maybe next year, he could have a big game. It's going to happen.
You stretch your joke enough. Good.
Sometimes when the joke is so obviously over and you go back to it, that is funny. Okay. Not to Jamie, though. Let's go to some YouTube comments to finish the show. Which of the FFT crew is notorious for sending insulting trade offers?
You. 100% you.
I also send the most trade offers, I think. So there you go. Could Jalen Waddle be a league winner? And should I trade 2 of Judkins, Aaron Jones, and Cortland Sutton for him?
I would definitely trade. If you could turn Cortland Sutton and Aaron Jones into Jalen Waddle, I would do it. And yes, Waddle can absolutely be a league winner.
All right. This can't be true. This can't be true. I have got to find out if this is true. From Luke, the #1 sports podcast in the world, pardon my take, made fun of Pete Prisco's picks on your draft board photo behind you, Adam. That can't be true. First of all, this is a fake draft board. I hope that's true. That's really funny if it is. I gave Dave 18 running backs. This is from 3 or 4 years ago at this point.
More than that.
For me, Jamie, Heath, I think I drafted normal teams. For Pete, I gave him all Jaguars. So he went Lawrence in round 1, ETN, James Robinson, Marvin Jones, Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, Dan Arnold, Jamal Agnew, Laviska Shenault, Snoop Connor was in there, and the Jaguars DST. That would be really funny if that's true. I hope that's true.
I'm going to Google it, see what happens.
Okay, Rico Dowdle or Travion Henderson in PPR?
Rico Dowdle or Travion Henderson in PPR? I would go with Rico Dowdle.
If Ramondre is out, though, I think I might go Henderson here. Am I crazy?
Sure, you do it.
Okay. I got a stinker from Nico Collins. Am I crazy to want to start Tedero McMillan over Emeka Ibuka?
No, I would still go Ibuka, but not crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I said this about Tedero McMillan, and I want to get your thoughts on it. So it was on Beyond the Box Score on Monday. Let me just pull it up. So the guy that I had been comparing Emeka Ibuka's to, that's not Ibuka, McMillan. The guy that I had been comparing Tedero McMillan to, 2 guys, Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave in their rookie seasons. Everything was really similar going into this last week. And even now, it's fairly similar. Tedero McMillan, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, compare their 17-game paces as rookies. All of them are 82 to 88 catches. All of them are between 1,100 and 1,200 yards. All of them 135 to 147 targets. And all of them 4 to 6 touchdowns. It's pretty damn similar. And all of them 12.8 to 13.9 PPR fantasy points. Right now, McMillan's having the best season of those 3 as rookies. Going into last week, he was having the worst season. But the argument I made was that, Garrett Wilson, he had a 30-point game in week 2. Okay. He had 3 games that year as a rookie where he scored 24.2 or more PPR fantasy points. So I guess my concern is that we're not taking the full season of not McMillan really, but Bryce Young into account and getting too excited about Tedero McMillan based on the best game in Bryce Young's career, the best game in Carolina Panthers quarterback history career. And we're going a little overboard with McMillan.
Well, I think, again, like you look at some of the more productive games from McMillan, and that's usually my baseline is like, can he get to that? Can he get to 14 or 15 points?
I bet he's only done that I don't even know.
Yeah, the one game with Darnold where he was like 6 for 99, I think it was.
With Dalton, yeah.
Dalton, excuse me.
How many points? 14 points? He's done that 3 times this year. So he did that against Dallas with 2 touchdowns. He did that against Buffalo with Andy Dalton. And he did that obviously last week. I'm starting him without hesitation because I think it's a good setup for him. And hopefully they found something to get their passing game going a little bit. Maybe they can
his
get
routes were different. I mean, that helped.
Yeah. 200 passing yards. Can we just get that from Bryce Young? All right. Anyway.
If you play out the game as you think it will go, that 49ers offense doing positive things, then should be at that type of game.
And their pass defense stinks.
Yeah.
All right. Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, Jordan Love, or Sam Darnold this week?
I'd go Darnold.
Me too. I'm glad you said that. I was thinking that. Should I trade Derrick Henry for Saquon Barkley?
I'd rather have Henry.
Should I stash Mike Evans?
Yes.
Travion, Sean Tucker, or Judkins this week? PPR.
Travion.
With or without Ramondre, right?
Doesn't matter.
Mooney or Odunze?
I'd go Odunze.
Tucker, Algier, or a lot of typos here, or Kyle Monangai.
Tucker.
Actually, I don't know that these are typos. I think these were intentional. Half PPR, ETN, Jones, Tucker, Hall, Tootin, pick 2. Okay, I'll read it again. Travis Etienne, Aaron Jones, Sean Tucker, Breece Hall, Basil Tootin, pick 2. Ooh.
ETN and Jones.
Tough calls there. Good options. Jennings, Pearsall, Tootin, pick 2 and half PPR.
I would go with Jennings and Tootin.
I can't wait for Pearsall to have a big game and thus get so annoyed every single week with the new Chargers. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I would. Ugh. Would you drop?
Week 14, we won't have to worry about that.
They're on a bye.
Yeah.
Would you drop Pearsall for Tootin?
I mean, assuming Tootin ever gets the full-time job because of an injury, he is going to be a league winner. I don't know if Pearsall will ever be a league winner, nor do I know if you'll be starting him consistently. But clearly, you're starting Pearsall over Tootin in the current environment for both these guys, current situation for both these guys.
Wait, you're starting Pearsall over Tootin?
You're going to start Pearsall over Tootin more times than not.
Oh, I don't know.
In the current scheme of things. But yes, I would probably rather roster Tootin if I'm never playing Pearsall.
Tyrone Tracy, Parker Washington, Kenneth Gainwell.
Gainwell by far if Warren is out. Probably go Tracy if Warren is in. Do we have an update on that yet? Let me check.
No, not that I've seen. Last thing I wanted to say about McMillan, I forgot to mention this, and I have mentioned it a couple times, but if you missed it, I see a lot more passing in their future. They've got a tough schedule in terms of the offenses that they're playing. I don't think they're just going to be able to run the ball over and over again, which I actually think will be good for Dowdle because he'll catch more passes. But, well, I don't know if it'll be good for Dowdle, but it may not be bad. But I think that'll be good for McMillan. They've been way too run heavy this year. Alec Pierce for Michael Wilson. Grade the trade.
I mean, long term, you'd rather have Pierce. 1 week, I'd rather have Wilson. So it depends what you need.
I'm not sure what this is all about, but it says I will be rooting against Adam.
Maybe the Lions-Giants bet.
Maybe. Aaron Jones, Alec Pierce, Jacoby Myers, Xavier Worthy, Christian Watson, pick 2.
So I've done a little bit of a 180 on Myers with Brian Thomas not playing. I know I was very pessimistic when we did the game yesterday. I moved him up to like wide receiver 26. I think it's close between him and Pierce. To me, Aaron Jones is the easy one. I may even have to make that change too. So I'm going to go Jones and Myers.
I guess I missed that. Is Brian Thomas Jr. been ruled out?
No, but just not expecting to play.
Okay. Yeah, it's big difference, obviously, there. Tyler Warren or George Kittle rest of season?
Wow. I'm going to go Warren, but it's close just because Kittle still has a bye and a very favorable schedule for Warren.
Let's see.
Is that like a trade? Because if you have both, you can play both.
He's good. All right, last one. Rico Dowdle, Stephon Diggs, or Chris Olave?
I'd go Dowdle.
Cool. Adam, please. Big Farts says, please watch Bob's Burgers. I think you'll love that show. You think I haven't seen Bob's Burgers, Big Farts? Yeah, you're full of hot air. Okay, remember to go to the 24.com, the 64.com. I don't know what the 24.com is.
I'm going right now.
And vote for us. Vote for Fantasy Football today. We're in the top right bracket. We're going to win. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the Panthers game. We'll talk to you later.